Ever wondered what happens when power shifts in the most unexpected ways? Stick with me as we dive into the world of thrilling sci-fi, high-stakes drama, and mind-bending twists. The third season of the Upload series continues to balance on the edge of science fiction and social satire, offering the viewer a world in which digital afterlife has become a reality. But this time the emphasis shifts. Instead of the idea of the upload paradise itself, the focus is on the struggle for control over technology and, oddly enough, love. The series skillfully raises issues of privacy, corporate greed, and AI ethics, without forgetting to be witty and light. Robbie Amell is again convincing in the role of Nathan, who now awaits not only an analysis of his relationship, but also real action, and the heroine of Andy Ello, Nora, becomes more and more independent and strong. Despite the apparent ease, Upload manages to talk about important things without losing momentum. The third season is a step forward. More drama, more plot, more risk. If you thought that everything has already been said, this season will convince you otherwise.
My heart, that belongs to you.
What are you doing?
Taking time off.
You don't get time.
I wanted to talk to you.
Season 5 of Person of Interest is a powerful, dark, and farewell conclusion to one of the most underrated series of the decade. The creators deliberately kept it short, only 13 episodes, and this played into its hands. Not a single unnecessary scene, not a single drawn-out twist. Everything here is a climax. The war between Machine and Samaritan reaches its climax, the characters are faced with victims that cannot be avoided, and the atmosphere of desperate hopelessness increasingly gives way to tragic heroism. The season finale is uncompromising, emotionally calibrated, powerful, and memorable. This is not just a show about surveillance and technology. It is a story about humanity, choice, and the price that comes with protecting others. Even years after its conclusion, Person of Interest does not lose its relevance. Season 5 is a powerful finale that makes the entire series complete and absolutely worth revisiting.
It's a trap! I'm afraid we're fighting a war we can't win. The whole thing has turned into a nuclear fluster.
People say we know everything, down to the molecule.
Electric Dreams is an anthology inspired by the works of Philip K. Dick, and it has everything: anxious philosophy, social satire, fear of technology, and a longing for humanity. Each episode is a standalone story, framed as a standalone film, with its own aesthetic, tone, and cast. In some places, you are gripped by paranoia, as in Safe and Sound. In others, by melancholy and loneliness, as in The Commuter. Not all episodes are equally strong, but that is the point. As in Dick's stories, the idea is more important than the form. Particularly interesting is the attempt to adapt the original 50s-60s to a modern context. Artificial intelligence, manipulation of consciousness, loss of identity. This is not a series for binge-watching in the usual sense. It requires time to comprehend. Electric Dreams is not a blockbuster, but it is a very solid and atmospheric experience for those who love science fiction, not for the special effects, but for what it says about ourselves. The Power is a series that begins as a fantasy, but quickly turns into a social experiment. In a world where women suddenly gain the ability to produce electricity, the balance of power changes dramatically and irreversibly. The idea is powerful. What happens when the oppressed for centuries gain power that surpasses male physical dominance? The series is not limited to one country. There are several parallel storylines, from rebellious teenagers to politicians, from Nigerian journalists to American religious fanatics. It is a global narrative with a serious message and an obvious allegory for gender politics. At times it feels overloaded, too many characters, too many themes. But it is precisely this multi-layeredness that makes it interesting. The Power does not provide easy answers, and at times it is downright confusing, but it provokes discussion. And this is its main strength. It is not entertainment, but a challenge, and it is worth accepting.
You're 100 times stronger. Can you imagine growing up with that kind of freedom?
If you are constantly looking for good movies to watch and spend a lot of time on it, then why not leave this matter to me? On this channel, you can find selections of the best movies of different genres. All you need to do is subscribe to my channel and follow the releases of new videos. Secret Level is an animated anthology series created by Tim Miller, known for his work on Love, Death, and Robots. The series consists of 15 episodes, each focusing on a different story based on popular video games such as Dungeons & Dragons, Mega Man, Pac-Man, and Spelunky. The first 8 episodes premiered on December 10, 2024, with the remaining 7 releasing on December 17, 2024 on Prime Video. Each episode offers a unique take on the video game universes, combining a variety of animation styles and featuring famous voice actors including Arnold Schwarzenegger and Keanu Reeves. For example, the episode based on Pac-Man presents a dark and violent take on the classic game, reminiscent of shows in the vein of, however, the series received mixed reviews from critics. Secret Level may be of interest to fans of video games who want to see new interpretations of familiar worlds, although it is worth considering the mixed reviews and approaching viewing with moderate expectations.
There are very few things in this world worth dying for.
The 4th season of The Man in the High Castle concludes its alternate history with an unexpected flourish. The series, where America is divided between Nazi Germany and the Japanese Empire, plunged viewers deeper into a world where victory in World War II was not the Allies. The final season focuses on the resistance movement, picking up the pace and raising the stakes. The heroes no longer just run or watch, but act. A new arc with travel between worlds becomes an important part of the narrative, linking fantasy and politics. Not everything turned out perfectly. Closer to the end, some plotlines get lost or end abruptly, leaving open questions. But visually, the series remains at a high level. The atmosphere of darkness, tension, and anxiety is conveyed brilliantly. The final episodes leave the feeling that the series took a risk, did not always hit the mark, but still managed to complete its ambitious idea with dignity. For those who made it to the end, it was a journey worth appreciating in its entirety. Season 6 of The Expanse is a short but intense finale to one of the smartest and most ambitious space sagas of recent years. Just 6 episodes, and not a single minute is wasted. Marco Inairos and his Fripp Navy continue to terrorize the solar system, but the real drama unfolds in personal conflicts, loyalty, sacrifice, moral choice. Episode after episode, it's dense, emotional cinema without excess. Particularly impressive is how the show wraps up the arcs of the main characters. Captain Holden, Naomi, Drummer, they all get a logical, if not always joyful, conclusion. Visually, The Expanse is still one of the strongest representatives of the genre. Ships, stations, battle scenes, and weightlessness are shown with almost documentary accuracy. The finale leaves open windows into a vast universe, but at the same time, it is emotionally complete. This was not an epic fireworks display, but a strict, precise, and mature farewell. Season 6 is not just worthy, it is necessary.
I failed.
Firing one!
In the end, the only thing that matters is fighting for who's covering your mouth.
Gen V is a spin-off of the popular series The Boys, taking viewers inside the walls of Godolphin University, where young superheroes are trained. The main character, Marie Moreau, who has the ability to control blood, strives to become an elite superhero but encounters dark secrets at the university. The series has received high marks from critics. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a rating of 97% based on 110 reviews, with an average score of 7.65 out of 10. Critics note that Gen V maintains The Boys' signature style of violence, dark humor, and satire, but at the same time introduces fresh elements, exploring themes of growing up and moral choice. However, some reviewers have pointed out flaws. For example, The Hollywood Reporter noted that the series sometimes rushes the plot development, sacrificing the depth of the characters. Still, Gen V successfully expands the boys' universe, offering viewers a new look at the superhero world through the lens of youth culture and college life.
Marie Moreau.
If you love the journey through these captivating universes, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite shows. Until next time, stay curious.